Hello, can I be heard? Music a little loud. Bring this down a bit. There we go. Do 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 do. Now it's a little low, like right in between, like right there. Boom ba boom ba boom ba boom 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 ba boom ba boom ba boom boom. Oh, whoops! I forgot to do something. Mix. No vocals, please. Vocal, instrumental. I can't hear anything on my... Oh, I accidentally muted myself. Oh. I just don't like... Guess that doesn't count as vocals, being vocals in the song. Yeesh. Okay, we sound good, we look good, we do good, we be good. Everything is good in the hood, if you know what I mean. Although I don't live in a hood. I will admit, it's still technically suburby. It's not the most like high-end suburby, but it's like, let's see. I live with all the like blue-collar workers, if you know what I mean. Like, they still out there making jobs when none of them were doctors or lawyers or making a ton of money or whatnot. They still doing it. They still doing it. They still doing it. All right, we got the line player. Yay! I forgot I finished this last time. I haven't drawn since in like 2 weeks. And I'm just gonna hop right in. I'm just gonna hop right in with doing some rendering today, so that's gonna be nice and fun. We're gonna get all the base colors, and we're gonna just have a grand old time with that. I'm gonna pick colors. Obviously, he's a pencil, so he's gonna be mostly yellow. But I also need to set this as... Boop. There we go. Huzzah. He's looking good, though. Like, I came back, opened this back up, and I was like, I don't like this. Like, he's looking good. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now, actually, hold on. We need to make a folder. And I don't think there's anything on this layer. Anything on this layer? No, there's not. We're going to delete this. I made this by mistake. Actually, hold on. No, we're not going to delete this. We're going to put this in here. That's going to be the first layer in the folder. Yay! Okay. And then I'm going to actually start... labeling things before other layers. Yay! I need to find a color that I like. Let's start with the basic color, shall we? Yeah, basic. We want to get the big parts filled in first, because one thing I learned is that filling in the big parts first makes filling in the little parts a lot easier, and usually you need colors to go over the big parts, so you do those first. There's some colors I've got here. Additional color set. We got a lot of colors. Let me try some ones that are kind of light. Oh, my fill bucket's on point today. Look at this. That's way too yellow. That's way too yellow. Let's make that. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. That's so really, really yellow. I need that close, but not quite what I'm wanting. I almost prefer like a little bit more orange added in. So I'm gonna take this. Actually, I'm gonna kind of grab. There's my pen. I was seeing the pen move around in OBS on my towel down there, and I was like, why can't I move the pencil off into the actually grab stuff? But Quick Studio, I'm going to show you what I'm doing over here with these colors. We're going to show you this process for right now. Maybe we'll move it back later. I'm going to grab this color actually, and we're going to move it over to this thing. No, I want to be use same subtools canvas, right? We want to delete. Okay. Then I want to put in this color, and I want to add in just a little bit orange. These two together. I need just a little bit. Okay, now let's see how this looks. Oh, much better. Look at this. Okay, that's not quite as an offensive yellow. Maybe we'll try it just a smidge darker. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this one right here. Now I'll try this. Ooh, okay, I'm liking this. Okay, there we go. I'm liking that. You know, let's really push it. Let's just go for this color like over here. I think we're losing the plot a little bit. Actually, no. Man, every time I make it a little bit darker, I like it more. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe... Oh, I will stick with orange for him. No, that's too much. We had it. There we go. We got it right here. And then we're going to fill in, because I see a little bit of goofiness. Nope, the wrong button. Oops. Nope. Hold on. I'm going to go back to this color. There we go. Like some weirdness right around in here. Oh, wait. Hold on. I've got to have my stabilization way up too high. Keep it around half that, around 20. Got some goofiness right around here where things just aren't. Oh, the fill bucket's like nailed it. I'm surprised I didn't go through that. There, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, but happy Sunday, everybody. Happy day 8 of Stream Every Day in February. I'm happy to be here. Even though it is Superbowl Sunday. I got a meeting with the family. Well, it would have been the whole family, but there's a bunch of people who are sick. One of my little nephews was sick as a dog last week, and he was only 5. He was only 5. He is only 5. Nothing happened to make him a was. Let me be clear. But then he and let's see, he's feeling a lot better. But now my little sister, his mom, and his little brother are now both sick as well. I don't know if they're quite as sick as he was, but yeah, I think they're gonna be staying home, especially since he's still recovering and whatnot. Yeah. So it looks like it's just gonna be me and the parents for Super Bowl. Which is alright. Okay, there we go. Everything's filled up. Alright. I feel like the rendering for him is gonna be a lot easier. Because he's kind of smaller, but he's more detailed. But the eyes are going to be probably the most difficult part, if I'm going to be honest. All right, that's one, and I'm actually going to move. I kind of like you being able to see the color process for this. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, it's something I've been meaning to talk about for like on both Friday and Saturday. Actually, I might have talked about it on Friday. I don't remember. So, you know how I've been complaining for months about my stupid messed up wrists? Well, I had a doctor's appointment on Friday. I have a prescription for some medicine that requires me to meet up with my doctor every 3 months. So I basically have like a checkup every 3 months. It's stuff for ADHD. If you know, you know. But you have to meet with the doctor every 3 months. So it's kind of like a little bit of a catch-up kind of thing that we have. So every once in a while, he's like, ask me like, "Hey, anything else you got going on?" I was like, "No, not really." Although last time I definitely did have the thumb stuff going on, but I was like, I just need to rest it. It's fine. But then 3 months later, it still hurts, and it like hasn't gotten really any better at all in weeks or months at this point. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring it up to him. So I bring it up to him. He talks about it. He like feels around. He's like, "Hey, does this hurt?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, that does." He also complimented me as like, "You have good muscle definition in hands." I'm like, thanks. I'll take that. Hey. So I like that, but he said like, then I did an X-ray to make sure there was no bone stuff. He was like, "Yeah, no, it's no like bone damage or anything like that. It's probably just the tendons are super inflamed and have been inflamed for months." So he asked me if I'd been taking any ibuprofen. I was like, no, I was kind of just tanking the pain, mostly because I didn't want to, like, A, not be able to feel it, and didn't want to not be able to feel it and then make it worse. And he was like, yes, okay, that's definitely something to be concerned with, which is the exact same. He took the exact same tone with me that I take with people at my IT job when they're doing something that they think is smart but is actually dumb. And I was like, oh, oops. He's like, well, the big thing with ibuprofen is that it's an anti-inflammatory. And basically what's been going on is that all the tendons and stuff around in here have just been inflamed this entire time. So they haven't been able to properly heal. So if I had been taking like ibuprofen this entire time, it probably would have healed a lot faster. But I mean, I didn't know that still. So what he did was, he's like, okay, now let's see. Now you can be taking ibuprofen 5 times a day, or sign you this like prescription strength ibuprofen that you just take once a day. And I was like, I'll take that. $9 later. I guess $9.99, so $10 later, because we don't get about pennies anymore. So $10 later at my local pharmacy, I'm taking 1 pill a day, and it's so much better. Like, you've got to be kidding me. I should have brought this up 3 months ago when I was already having the issues, because they've been going on for like 5.5, 6 months at this point. I was like back in November, and it had been an issue for maybe a month and a half at that point, and I was like, I just got arrested. It's fine. It was not fine. It was never fine. So anyways, I just have to take a prescription strength ibuprofen once a day for like 2 weeks, and I'll be fine. Hey kids, talk to your doctors about it. I also learned that, also fun to learn that ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory, so I'm probably sure it probably has different benefits depending on the type of headache that you have. So, yeah. Ain't that something? I thought that was what was going on with my wrists too. Because like last year, I was having like some wrist issues, and they were in a lot of pain, and I couldn't use them, and that's been going on for a while. I think I might have accidentally injured them in a car wreck a long time ago, or it's just like constantly being on computers. Probably both, honestly. But that wasn't it. I had that issue last year, and really with that one, I was just kind of like resting it and icing it. Although I never really iced it. Also, if I had been icing it, which I thought might help, It also would have helped with the inflammation. There's so many easy things that I could do, and they're just like, nah, I just need to wait. I'll heal. You can make it heal faster by actually doing things. Anyways, but now we actually are doing things, so that's fun. So hopefully, if by the end of this month, if I can actually play games on controller again, ooh baby, March and April all gonna be about finishing games that I've always wanted, dying to finish. It's bad that I've been streaming every day for a week, and my thought now was just, man, I wonder if I can squeeze one more streaming day into the week, because Wednesdays are no-goes usually, because I actually meet with friends those nights. I do like having like those days where I don't stream though, because those are always the nights where I cook. But I mean, if I get started enough, I can get cooking on other nights. Unless it's something really complicated like Indian butter chicken. That's a whole night ordeal. I got home at like, oh god, that was on a Tuesday. I got home at like 6:15, and it was like almost 2 hours later. I was done. None of my dishes were complete. I was eating on stream. It takes a long time to cook stuff. Maybe I'm just really slow at cooking. That could be it too. That could be it too. Or maybe I just don't know a lot of things that actually that are quick. That's the thing. Well, it's all the prep beforehand, like cutting everything, getting everything, especially me. God, I've gotten so pretentious with cheese. I've just fully stopped buying shredded and packaged cheese. I just buy the blocks these days, and then I'll just like cut off as much as I want, or shred it from the block, because it's just so much better. But it also means that it's a lot more. It also means that it's a lot more work to use cheese. I don't use it as much. And also, I found out I like kefir. Oh, I'll show you this. Hold on. I bought this on a whim. I'm gonna grab it. 1 second. I would make a great health food person if I wasn't so fat. Because I actually like all this stuff. But I bought this on a whim a couple weeks ago. Because I used to drink a ton of like cranberry orange juice and stuff like that. Just like fruity flavored things. Loved them so much. And I was like, oh, this is like cultured low-fat milk. It's got probiotics. It's got cranberry in it. Not a lot of sugar. That's the kind of thing I actually just genuinely like. So. Perks of living alone. Don't need cups. Seriously, I have a water bottle, and the only time I use a cup is if both of my water bottles are in the washing machine. Only time I use a cup. Because, I mean, I live by myself, so what does it matter if I drink out of here? I'm the only person drinking out of these. So, but I actually genuinely like this stuff. Like all those naked juices, and oh god, like that low-fat, like plain Greek yogurt, like all the reduced sugar stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. Reduced sugar and Madagascar vanilla Chobani. Yes, sign me up, sir. otherwise it's too sweet. I both do and don't have a sweet tooth. I need like a little sweetness, just a little sweetness, but just a little sweetness to get through the day. But it's usually something fruity flavored. I love fruit flavors. Love fruit flavors. The biggest example of this is my roommate used to get mad at me in college because I would buy Oreos and I would take like a month to eat like one of the sleeve. But a more recent example of this is there was a guy that I tutored in English, and his mom for Christmas got me these fudge mint cookies. They're pretty decent. They come. There's three packages in here. There's like one down here, one up here, and then one on the side, and they fit like perfectly in here. It is now. I got these, I want to say around December 16th, and it is now February 8th, and I just finished the second package, and this is the last one left. There's only like, let's see, 5, there's only 15 cookies. So that means in about 16 days, I've eaten 30 cookies. I eat like one a day. I'm like, that was great. Move on with my life. It's amazing I have any sort of gut, I'm gonna be honest. That's really just me just not moving around a bunch. I don't really overeat, or have like a crazy unhealthy eating habits, except for I probably don't eat enough veggies. It's mostly just because it's just like extra work to make them as opposed to just putting them in my regular meal. I guess if I actually took the time to put them into my regular meal. I love onions and garlic. I'll eat those all day. But it's usually just extra work. Although whenever I do, it's worth it and I eat it. I like it. So, but I think the one exception to that is high chews. I got that big bag of high chews, and I got a little bit of a little one not too long ago by myself. I went through those like crazy. I love those things. But that and ice cream. Ice cream. But if I would actually just get up and be moving more, I would be good. Probably. Sitting at about, they weighed me yesterday, sitting at about 220. I've been sitting about 220 for like 2 years. I could probably easily lose like 10 or 20 pounds if I just got consistent with running again. Probably pretty easily. Yeah, but it's hard. And oh, hello, hi, hello, Callaway, hi. I got on a weird tangent. Hold on, I gotta go put this back in my fridge. 1 second. I'm here. I didn't expect to see anybody here today. Although I suppose it's like... Let's color now. Starting to. That's the plan for today. At least get in the base colors. But I didn't expect anybody to show up today. Although I guess we still got a couple hours, 2 hours actually, until the Super Bowl starts. So gotta do something to fill the time. But welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm starting to color in the pencil. Got super psyched talking about other stuff. That's just how it goes. All right. Need it. Oh wait, hold on. I should be naming my layers. Yellow. And then this one, I'm just gonna make this the actual like wood grain. This one's gonna be a fun color to figure out. Because I'm thinking like that. I would have joined earlier, but I was doing hallway. No problem. No problem. But I was thinking. Oh. something I've been meaning to do. I want to see if I can push to get affiliate by the end of this month. And I've been meaning to put something on my OBS this entire time, being like, hey, I'm kind of pushing for affiliate. Because, what is it? I have the hour streamed, I have the proper number of followers. I just have to get a... Oh god, what is it? Hold on, let me bring it up. I'm like one requirement short on that. Minimum of 3 average viewers on 4 different days. Yeah, because I just have to reach 25 followers, stream 4 days a month. Both of those are easy. Stream 4 hours a month. I'm up to 56. 56.7. So that's just the average number of viewers. So I kept saying I was gonna do that. I kept telling myself, like, you need to put something actually on OBS to let people know that you're doing that. I'm forgetting. So let's see. Although it's that average viewers that's really the problem. I guess I could... There's something that I could do. Let's see. I think if... Let's see. I have, like, my 10K account, then I have, like, a secret personal account. I could bring it up on both of those, and then I just want to do... Although, it really is kind of goofy. Because it counts you... Because they changed how they kind of count viewers. So, if I have my stream constantly up on my Twitch, because I'm monitoring it over here, it kind of counts as a viewer, but also doesn't at the same time. Because it always says, like, oh, you have like 1.4 people watching, and it always counts you, the streamer, as one person watching. So even if I have the stream up on another device, it only counts it as like half. Because if I don't have it up, it says like, oh, you had like 0.4 people watching. But then if I have it up on my iPad, it's like 1.4. So, anyways, so they changed how they do all that, so they made it more difficult. And I keep forgetting, I just need to put something like an OBS, like scroll across the top to be like, hey, we're pushing for affiliate. It would be kind of cool to get that. But, although I don't think I'd still turn off monetization, because the whole point of watching little guys like me is that, hey, you don't gotta worry about ads or nothing. So, I mean, why would I do that? I think if I got over like 25 average CCB, I'd probably think about turning on monetization at that point, but not before that. That's kind of crazy. Not before that. All right, let's figure out the wood color. I'm showing my color section here today because I'm gonna be doing some fun stuff here. Let's start off with trying to find something that's close and then adding in what we want. Let's try this. No, it's not light enough. That could be good. Problem is it's wood and there's going to be like those little striations throughout it. Actually, I'm being silly. I'm wearing a Green Day shirt. Ooh. Who are you rooting for today for the Super Bowl? It's the Seahawks and the Patriots, right? Right. Let's see. Hold on. I'm basing Pencillion off of a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil. which is weird, which is one of those weird things that pretty much everybody, at least in America, knows Dixing Ticonderoga. It's not one of those things that you probably just actively think about, but you definitely know them. Because whenever you're like at school and you need to grab a pencil and like borrow one from like the teacher or whatnot, you look around and you see one of those, like the little like pencil toy, like, oh yes, and you grab that one because you just know it's the best pencil in there because they're always the best pencils. There we go. Oh, beautiful. It's one of those things that like, ooh, is this a web key? Copy this image and just paste it right in here. Paste. Where did it paste? Is it up in the top? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's see if we can't just like grab some colors here. Ooh, super hot. Okay, super crunchy. Okay, let's see how that color looks. Okay, actually, I like that a lot more. I'm gonna be honest. I like that a lot more. I was thinking it was gonna need to be a lot. I kind of like the lighter color, but I like that color a lot more. It makes them look a lot more like a pencil. Okay. Okay. Oh, I put that on the wrong layer. Because now, what's on this layer? Okay, nothing on this layer. Okay, we'll put that one up here. We'll use that one for later. Oh wait, no. What's on this layer is that? I don't want that. Okay, now we're just going to delete that layer. Boom, shakalaka. Okay. Now the graphite's gonna be fun. I get it. It's just gonna be black. I don't need to belabor that point. Wood. Voila. By the way, perks of being a English teacher. And it like physically hurts me to not capitalize the first word of any title. So even though there's absolutely no reason why I need to capitalize the Y, the W in the titles, I have to do it because it looks weird otherwise. That's because I'm like, no, it's the title of something, it needs to be capitalized. It's the wood layer. Oh man. I don't know. I never realize how much I spit when I talk when I do these drawing streams. I don't know how my students put up with me. Of course, I was always a bit of a distance there because I was talking at the front. Wood, yep. Actually, I can show you. Hold on. We can't even see it. Let me show you in OBS. Over here. There we go. There's wood and yellow. You gotta be capitalized. They don't need to be, and they shouldn't be, but there they are. And I'll keep doing it too. You can't stop me. Alright. Now for let's do the graphite. We're just gonna make that black. We're not gonna belabor that point. Actually, how does that look black? Okay, not fully black. We need to go a couple shades down. Okay, yeah, a couple shades down is a lot better. Not full black. Because pencils are gray. Okay. I was like, this is gonna be easy. We're just gonna make it black. Immediately didn't like black. Oh wait, I need to fix up some stuff around in here. I forgot the fill bucket. It's not perfect. Okay, so hold on. I'm also gonna be really annoying and name it this layer graphite. Graphite, get it. gonna be that guy, and you can't stop me. Hold on, I need to come back down here, grab this color again, and fix up these little bits and bobs right in here. Perfect. Alright. Ooh, there's also... I need some yellow bits around there. I did not see those last time. We can fix this up real quick. I haven't thought about who I'm going to root for today. Seahawks or the Patriots? I don't know. I think I'm just going to root for the Seahawks because I don't remember the last time they won. I can't wait for the halftime show. It's going to be Bad Bunny, is it? If I remember correctly? Didn't he just win some Grammys or something? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. I feel like this year's Grammys was particularly drama-free. Although it could also be that I just was not paying attention. That is a distinct possibility. Because I'm not on those sides of the internet. There we go. Perfect. Oh man, he's looking so much more like a pencil moon for Green Day. Amen, brother. Amen. Alright, now let's do the... Alright. Let's see. I'm just gonna actually... I'm gonna start off with keeping this just kind of like a gray silvery color. Because I think going like too hard with color up there is gonna mess with stuff. So we're gonna make this middle, and then gonna add a new layer. It's gonna be not quite that pink. Where's a good pink? Oh, that's like a perfect pink. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Actually, hold on. Let's look at my... Let's try this one down here. Ooh, there's a lot of good pinks around here. No, not quite that one. Not quite that one. Not quite that one. No. That's definitely the best one. Okay. No. That one. Okay. Is this the one I used? It's like halfway in between these two is what I want. So I think we'll do that. Use one of my favorite little tools. The color mixer. This. I want just a little bit of white. And we can mix these. Make us a few shades in between. That. Go back over here. There we go. That probably was way too much work. But I do like that color a lot better. There we go. That's gonna be the fun part. What color do I want his eyes to be? I actually don't know. The North ears were blue. Jeremy's are green. Should I give him brown eyes? That would kind of go with... That would kind of go with the wood color a bit. Let's go for brown. No, actually, no, I don't like that. What if I gave him the same color as this down here? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. No, 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 no. I think we're starting. Yeah. Look at that. We're like hitting some sounded like Christmas music. Quite into that. Well, all I'm doing is I'm on Epidemic Sound, and I'm just going to the lo-fi hip-hop, instrumental only, and starting at the top and going down. So it starts with like the most recent ones, and then it just slowly goes back. So since we just passed Christmas, we're gonna hit a few Christmas-ish songs. Oh, why did I do that? No, I did. First, oh, let me see if I like this color. But no, it's super poop. No, I want to. How did I do? How did I do this? I wanted to grab this color and like darken it a bit. That was what I really wanted to do. What was I doing? Got some shades in here to work with. Let me see if I like any of these. I'm gonna really struggle with this eye color. I'm gonna go with the last time. Did I even go with anything last time? I don't think I ever colored him last time, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I colored him last time. Maybe... add a little bit more brightness in there. No, his eyes are too bright. His eyes are too bright. That's what the issue is. His eyes are too bright. Okay, maybe if I go with this color. I do think brown's kind of the way to go. Well, it might not be. Let me just... Yeah, no. We have two with blue eyes. I'm not crazy about that. I want them to all have distinct eyes. Jeremy's got green. That really works with him because he's mostly orange. She's brown and blue. That works together well. Like a little bit of like some pink highlights. That's Dorothea. He's yellow and like electric pink. I'm just gonna start trying stuff, honestly. Let's see what looks good. Let's see, I finally finished all my homework. Nice! You're free to watch the game without thinking about like, I gotta do homework afterwards. Lord knows I've done that in the past. Watched the game, ate a bunch of food, hung out with friends, and you gotta go back to like your dorm room and do homework afterwards. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of basing them off of a Dixon Ticonderoga. Like that's so much better. It's so much better. Okay, his eyes are green. Took me 1 hour. It's so much better. And it definitely reads as a pencil. Because everyone's gonna be thinking like, oh yeah, Dixon Ticonderoga. Well, they're gonna know, they're gonna recognize like this yellow, and I don't want to put the green and like the gold tip on it because, you know, for copyright reasons. But if I can just use that same color for the eyes, then that's good. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. God, she looks so much better with green. I can't even describe it. Okay. Let's see. Iris, it's Iris. It'll take you 1 hour. Yeah, didn't have too much today. Although, I suppose you guys are getting to... Oh. You guys are getting close to, like, the halfway point for... No, you're getting close to the, like, the quarter point for the spring semester. Yeah, because you only got about, like, maybe another month and a half until spring break. It's crazy to think about. It's February already. Time flies. By the way, I was thinking about this all of January. When is it appropriate to stop saying Happy New Year's to people? I usually stopped after, like, the first week. I work in a call center. So, I'm talking to people on the phone all day, every day for my job. So, like the very first week after the new year, I was like, oh, thanks for calling in today, and you have a wonderful rest of your day, and Happy New Year, and whatnot. But as soon as it hit like week 2, as soon as it hit, I think it was the 9th, I was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. No more Happy New Year for anybody. If you didn't get one before now, it's too late. Where's my... There it is. So that would have been January... It was the 12th, okay. So, okay, the 9th was a Friday. So yeah, as soon as I hit January 12th, I was like, no more. Okay, we got that. His skin is yellow, so we'll keep going with that. Ooh, wrong one. Keep going with that for the eyes as well. So I'm just gonna grab that and shoop, 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 shoop. Okay, perfect. All right, and that's going to be. Eyelids. There we go. And then we need to do the cornea. Let's see. That's just gonna be wide. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I didn't do his. His pupil. Hold on. black. There we go. There we go. All right. And then I want his eyebrows to be the same color as the graphite. Well, let's see. So we're gonna grab this color. Bring this back up here. Boom. Bam. Fill these in. Just a little bit of visual cohesion. I don't know if it's really necessary, but whatever. Although I guess they would probably... No, I don't want them to be pink. They'll look goofy otherwise if they're pink. Let me see. Yeah, no, they don't. They look goofy pink. There we go, much better. Nope. All right, and then we need the teeth. Oh, I don't know how to spell eyebrows. Eyebrows. And then we have the button to turn off. Okay, the reason why I keep turning off the line art is because the button I need to hit to add a new layer is right above the button to turn off. That layer, let me show you. That's the button. You can't see us. That's the button. This is the button right here to turn off the line art layer. This is the button to add a new layer. I keep missing. That's what I'm doing. God darn it. I'm trying to... That gets me every time, because I'm looking up at OBS right now, because I have OBS up over here. Up over here. So, I keep seeing the mouse move around at OBS, forgetting that it's on my tablet screen down here. So I'm like, oh, I see the mouse right there. Surely I try to move it over here. I was like, wait a second, why can't I click on it? When it's just, I'm seeing the after image on a completely different screen. PW, hello. Hi, welcome. We're doing a bit of rendering today, and you'll be extremely proud of me. I'm putting all of my colors on a different layer, and I'm labeling all of them. Yay! Of course, that's the trick that I learned. I don't know who I was watching, but I was looking up something and said, listen, if you're going to make rendering a billion times easier, put every single color on its different layer, and make sure you label all of them. And then you can just put clipping layers on top of stuff to do shading. And I was like, that seems like a lot of work, but I'll try it. It's not a lot of work. It makes things way easier. So much easier. You just gotta remember to create a new layer in between, and that's not hard. You just do that like once for all of the main colors, and then you just put clipping layers on top of everything. It's like, this is great. Oh man. Doing it the hard way. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez, Rick. And then recap some black, put it back away. Perfect. You excited for the superb owl today, DW? The Super Bowl? There we go. Look at him. All the base colors. Easy peasy lemon done. Slightly upsetting smile. Yeah, it's by themselves. The smile by themselves. Yes. Got too much homework to watch though. Callaway's got you beat there. He just finished his. I'm pointing to point. Sorry. Hey, you can just watch and do homework at the same time, unless it's like a party for you to go to. Then you can't really do homework there. Finish my... Yeah. Ooh, I should probably actually label this. I almost didn't label my mouth. Okay, here we go. Cool. I'm doing a bunch of color stuff, so I think I'm gonna leave the colors up to the side. Well, no. And you can't see what I'm gonna be doing with the colors anyways from here on out, so we're just gonna put everything back front and center. There we go. Okay, now everything's front and center. Wait, no, everything is not front and center. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay, there we go. Perfect. There we go. That's how it usually is. Perfect. Immaculate. Beautiful. I forgot I have that. By the way, guess what color? Listen, penicillin may or may not be based off of a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil. Okay, now let's start figuring out some stuff here. Ooh, number one thing I need to do is we need to go through and fix up all these little bits and bobs and things that are kind of corners that aren't filled in. I guess stuff that's kind of like leaking off to the sides. Well, that's on a completely different layer. That's going to be down here in the yellow. There we go. Perfect. Then we need to go up here to the islands, because that's where we were before. I'm on the wrong tool. There we go. Ooh, another fun thing. Hold on. Hold on. Another thing I learned a while ago is you go down like real low below everything. You make a new layer, and then you wait, hold on. No, then you hide everything, and you cover that whole layer like an obnoxious green. Bring everything back, and you'll be able to see like little holes where you need to fill in stuff, like all over the place with that green. Like that's where you miss it. Stands out a lot more. So let's get to it, through it. Eyelids. And as soon as this incredibly obnoxious green is gone, then you're good to go. Although it does kind of burns the eyes whenever you get too far to the sides. Okay, ooh, we got a lot to do on just this part. This one's right here, one's right here. I think I gotta hit the eyelids again too. Maybe I should have put... No, I want the eyelids to be on a different layer because they're gonna get annoying otherwise. Okay, ooh, there's a lot along in here. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Ooh, we got a lot in here. Line out a bit. Get rid of this terrible green. Terrible green. So awful. I know there's a bunch of other stuff, but I'm hitting everything with the same color at once. Or else I get really distracted. And I forget about stuff. And I come back to it later, I'm like, oh my god, I missed this. How did this happen? Okay, so it looks like, ooh, I got that bit right there. Looks like some over here too. Nice and flush. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna move up a layer to the wood. This is gonna be easy because it's just down here. I really just gotta hit here. I hit this once. I guess I did not. I guess that's one of the issues with having really thin lines. Lots of stuff sneaks through. Yay. Of course, you wouldn't really notice it without all that green there, if I'm gonna be honest. But it's still a bit a little bit extra snappiness. That makes everything so much more cohesive. Ooh, over here particularly bad. Hold up. Any more green there, okay? Let's go up layer by layer, or else I'm gonna miss stuff. Okay, so next is the metal. It wasn't a little, okay, there was a ton of the metal, actually. I was like, I'm not cheating a lot. Then I zoomed in, there's a ton. That's so much. Let's see. Probably missed a bunch around in here. Alright. Oh, what time is that? I need to be watching that. Okay, 4 and 8. Okay. Because I gotta get out of here around 5 to head over to my parents' house for the game. But I knew that I was gonna be getting home like 9, 10 if I didn't stream before the game. So we're doing this now. Also, there ain't gonna be nobody watching Shiza during the actual time of the game. Right, eraser? Well, no, nothing else but the game, I should say. Superbowl. Okay. Okay. I think we got everything up here. Alright, down to the eyes, because I know there's a bunch down here. Ooh. Yes, sirree, Barbenheimer. Okay. There's the pupils. Okay, it's not too bad, honestly. Some around in here. I think that's it. Something on the edges. I'll hit around here. The pupils are nasty. We're gonna fix those up ASAP. Even Christmas. Okay. And what is next? Oh yeah, the eyelids. I already did those. All right, then the cornea. Okay, I need it a little bigger. There we go. Around here, get rid of this green. Oh my god, I need to fix that right now or I'm gonna never fix it. There we go. Okay. Back up to the cornea. Alright, hold on. I noticed this earlier. I'm gonna fix this right here. I don't know how I missed that. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, looking good. Looking great. Looking spiff and spiffy. Spiff and span. Alright. Good buttons. Easy to get fixed up. A huge deal. Holy cow. Luckily, easy to fix. All right. Oops. Anything in the eyebrows? I got those pretty good already, if I remember. All right, then just down to the mouth, and I grabbed the wrong thing. Yeah, yeah, the mouth needs it for sure. Ooh, like you got gross teeth. Bro needs to brush more. Got green stuff growing on his teeth. There we go. One dental appointment later. I haven't been to the dentist in forever. That's something I've been thinking about that I need to take care of. I'm not sure when to go to the dentist. Talk to them about. Well, okay, I'm gonna need to go to an orthodontist for this, but like, you can't see it, but I had braces when I was younger, and one of the things I did is, I don't know if you can see it, I had a permanent metal band behind my teeth to constantly like be pushing it back into place. And the last time I went to the dentist, he was shocked that I had that still, because he's like, "Oh yeah, we don't do that anymore." Like, oh, what? So I need to talk to like a dentist. I need to go to a dentist. I need to get my teeth cleaned. Then I want to talk to him and be like, "Hey, like, like recommend me an orthodontist to talk to about like whether or not I need to still have that, and if not, if it's possible to like remove it, because that would actually be kind of nice. Because it's one of those things that's constantly there, and I've never been able to like properly floss these teeth since I was like 18, because that's when I got my braces off. So it was not 20 years ago. I will say it was closer to 20 than 10 years ago. That's for sure. But just barely though, just barely. But still, like, if I can have one less annoying thing, if I can actually like properly floss my teeth, if I can rub my tongue across the back of my teeth and there not be something in the way, that would be nice. I had a friend of mine who got his removed like years ago, and he just straight up got it removed because he didn't want it anymore. And I was like, is it kind of keeping your teeth in check? Like, I don't really understand that. Then fast forward like 5 years, and I'm like, I feel the same way. I just want to get rid of this stupid thing. I don't want it in my mouth for the rest of my life. What is it doing? But obviously I want to actually talk to somebody about that first before I make those kind of decisions. So I just need to find a dentist in network first. There's a bunch of stuff I gotta do. Oh, oh gosh, there's so much stuff I gotta do. And it all costs money too. I have to. I gotta do that like real ID thing and upgrade my license so that I can actually fly. I have to get my passport fixed up. I have to talk to an orthodontist, a dentist, all sorts of fun stuff. The problem is that it all takes time, and all those people are only open during the time when you have work, so great. But yeah, I just need to stop one of these days and do it. Okay, there we go. We got all the base colors. Awesome. Everything is looking spiffy. Okay, and then what layer do I have this on? I'm pretty sure it's the iris layer. Or maybe it's the eraser layer? What layer do I have this stupid picture on? Is it pupil? I could have swore it was iris. Where is this? It's not there. Why is it on the wood layer? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, hold on. I don't want to listen to that. People who, okay, like I said, this is just a set list that's going in order. Some people listed, they put up like, you just died on me. I put up, I really can't think anymore. Christmas songs, Christmas-ish songs, like way after Christmas. I can't wait until this gets far enough out where I just don't have to worry about like skipping past Christmas and singing songs. I could just use like one of those like YouTube channels that are like lo-fi hip-hop, so it just kind of plays forever. It's probably not AI generated, but or probably is AI generated, but we won't tell you. Could use those too. If I'm paying for academic sound, I might as well use it, you know. Okay, we got this. Now it's time to start with some... Yeah, well, that was clipping layer, right? Oh no, that was vector layer. I don't want that. I want to... Oh, no, wait, that's right. I need to do this, and then I need to click that. Yeah, okay, now let's click below. Got it. Alright, and now we're on the yellow layer, because we need to start doing a little bit of... shading. This is gonna get interesting with the pencil. Because this is the front face, and then it's gonna... We really gotta think about where the light is coming from. I think it like an overhead, like a soft overhead light that's kind of like right here-ish. Or maybe it's like directly above. Man. This is gonna get weird. I think about this a lot. Also, the eyes are gonna be jutting out. So they're leaving like, unlike Dorothea, whose eyes are flat and windows. His eyes are huge and bulging out, so he's gonna have shadows underneath here. Let's start with that. First, let's figure out like a shadow color. Let's figure that out first. So let's grab this, and then you can't see this, but I'm gonna make it a little bit oranger and a little bit darker. No, that was too much. I'm gonna go just a hair. Okay. I get another Christmas song. Okay, I'm skipping. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm skipping way farther down. Here we go. I don't have to worry about skipping songs anymore. I'm just gonna skip all the way past them. There we go. Okay, why am I using the world's tiniest brush? So I'm using a clipping layer. I can go crazy. I don't gotta worry about drawing in the lines because I don't need to. Unless they're self-imposed lines on this specific layer. Okay, 424. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, hold on. It's probably actually more startup. Here-ish. Oh man, this reminds me. I forgot about this. Okay, so where I live, fireworks are legal. So, yesterday I realized how bad I am when it comes to staying up. I didn't make it. Honestly. As someone who regularly falls asleep at like 12:31 a.m. when they have to be up at like 7 in the morning to get to work, I'm kind of jealous of that ability. I'm gonna be honest. You should treasure that. It'll suck when you're younger. But when you're older, you'll be like, man, this is a superpower. Oh, is that on a different layer? That probably is. Okay. But this was a few years ago. It was after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I was driving home from my parents, and fireworks are legal where I am, and the two biggest days are usually like 4th of July and New Year's, obviously. But the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl that year, so there was a lot of people around me who were really excited about that. And it was one of the years that they won, and I remember I was coming home, like after the game, after everyone had shot off their fireworks around us who had bought them to celebrate. Even though it's technically illegal, you can only really shoot them off like the days like like July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then like the day of New Year's are like the only days it's actually legal to shoot off fireworks. So, however, we do have like some fireworks stores that are open year round. We just have to make the people sign something, be like, hey, you know, it's only legal to shoot them off during this time, right? And like, yeah, sure, because I've worked at one of those stores before. But, my jaw, Sorry about that. My TMJ started acting up on me there. I usually go to another county to get those fireworks. Yeah. I live in one of those counties where people come to get fireworks. But, obviously it's a Super Bowl. Everyone was real excited. Chiefs won. People were shooting off fireworks like mad, as well as drinking. So I'm driving home after the game going like, man, that was a great game. And then all of a sudden I'm driving past down the street, and I'm driving past a house that I've driven past probably a billion times on my way back to and fro from work, as well as just leaving the little town that I live in. And I look over to my right, I'm like, what's that shining on their yard? And I see one of those like big firework boxes just sitting there in their yard, and slowly spreading out from that is a fire. I was like, oh! I look up at the house, all the lights are off, and everything is completely dark. Meaning these people have gone to bed. They probably drunk, got up, fired off a firework, promptly went inside and went to sleep. And now the fire is going to burn their house down. So that's one of the few times I've had to call the fire department because it's just a spreading fire on the side of the road. I've had to do that a few times. Probably more than the average person. I don't know why. I had to call. Oh god. So I had to call the fire department on my way home and be like, oh, there's a fire. I don't know. They're on this road. They live on this road. I didn't know the name of the road I was on, so I had to like quickly like driving past like I was like driving past like another street being like, what road is this? Oh my god, it's this road. So I had to quickly tell the fire department where this person was while I'm like continuing to drive. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll send someone out there. And I drive by the next day and there's definitely a burnt spot on their front yard, but that's about it. I think they might have like, one of the bushes might have gotten burnt too. But that was it. I never saw any fireworks shot off from them ever again in the front yard. I think they learned their lesson. Especially about fireworks and drinking. Oh man, I had to call that. It's like a couple times I've noticed like fires burning on the side of the road. Just like randomly, I've been like, I don't know if anyone's reported that, so I'll do that. I've had to call the cops too, but mostly it was for just people being drugged out of their minds, wandering around in the middle of the street. Oh god, there was one day where I don't remember what I was doing. I was like going to a movie or something, and I like stopped to get something to eat. Like, this is a great day. I'm going, like, getting lunch, going to go see a movie and whatnot, and I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden there's just a crazy lady going, and like running around in the middle of the street and like falling down the road and like waving her hands like this. I'm like, well, time to call the cops. So she was legitimately on something crazy, and she was in another reality. And I like had to like, she was in the middle of the road, I was going down, so I had to like stop like way in front of her, and I had to like go around her slowly. And then I was like, time to call the cops, figure out where this is. I had to tell them like, hey, there's a crazy lady who's probably on drugs in the middle of the street. Same stuff as your pencil drawing, yeah, pretty much. Except for he knows what he's doing, she did not. So yeah, to do that a few times. know if I should tell this story. Oh god, the most messed up time I've ever had to call the cops was, I used to, this was at my old job. I worked for a school district, and the school district was right in the middle of downtown, and I was doing IT. So, and I had like a couple different sites, like at a school, as well as like their technical, like continuing education school, as well as like one of the main office buildings that were like the places I had to go back and forth between. So I was driving to like the continuing education technical school, like I usually do at that time of day, and I really needed to stop and get some gas, so I did. And as I'm filling up, mind you, this is in the middle of downtown, and it's in a really, really, really sketchy area. So as I'm middle of filling up, this guy comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, you got a phone on you? There's like a guy behind this gas station who's like cutting at himself, and I think he's like drunk or on drugs or something, and I don't got a phone, and I need to call them." We call something. I'm like, oh. So I was like, let me finish. I'm almost done here. Once this is done, like, I just pump me gas. I was like, lock my car. And here's the thing. He was like behind the gas station. So I was like, either this is legit, and there's someone back here who actually does need help, or this guy is trying to mug me. Turns out it was the former. So we go back there, and this guy's like, "Oh shoot, I saw him over here. Oh wait, he's over there at I see him. He's over there at the bus stop." And sure enough, I go over there. There's this guy, very much homeless. He's on something, but he's got like one of those like little like alcohol bottles that you see at like a gas station. It's like, and it's broken off, and he's like jamming it into his neck and like scratching himself with it. I'm like, oh, okay. What road are we on? Had to call the cops. I didn't try to stop him or anything, because that's a real good way to get shanked. So I just called the cops and the EMT. They came and they took it from there. I had to give a statement to the cops, be like, yeah, this guy, he came up, and actually the guy who, I don't know if he pieced or not. I think he did, because I'm pretty sure it was just me there, because I'm the one who called. It's like, some guy told me he was going on back here, and I went back to check it out, and lo and behold, here this guy is. So EMT showed up. I don't know what they did with him, but they got him calmed down. They got him to stop like hurting himself. Cops took my statement, and I had to go back about my day like everything's normal. It was not normal for the rest of that day. I was like, holy shit. Oh my god. Let's see. To be fair, that's one of those things that, fortunately, This is the part that's fucked up. Unfortunately, it was kind of the best case scenario that the guy actually was hurting himself. Because worst case scenario, that was all a lie, and I was about to get mugged and have everything stolen from me. So, because that was the part of town I was in and worked in. So I knew it, which is why I really just stuck to the schools. But I really, really, really needed gas. And one of the nice things about driving back and forth in between a lot of those places is that as long as you're getting all of your stuff done and then some, which is what I was doing, they didn't really care about, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go over to here, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go over to this location. Then I would stop and get like some lunch on the way or something, and then like come back, or especially in the morning if I didn't have enough time to like grab something to eat for lunch, and I got there, I would like clock in and be like, all right, I'm gonna grab my stuff, and I'm gonna, because I actually did have stuff to do over at the other place. I'm like, all right, I got some stuff that I need to take and deliver, and some tickets I need to do at this other place. Go grab some breakfast, and then go do my work. And they didn't care, because they were pretty sure the guy before me would just like, because we have a bunch of different places that we needed to go back and forth in between. And it wasn't like I needed to like, there wasn't anybody really watching like, are they really going to these places or not? Because they didn't really have like the infrastructure for that. Gotta rewatch the time. So they were pretty sure the guy before me was just like clocking in, saying he was going to one of these other places, and then just going home and doing whatever. Meanwhile, I'm out there because they were like, wow, you've gotten, ever since you took over for this guy, you've gotten so much more stuff, so much more done than him. I was like, really? It's not that hard. You just go around and do these little places. We're like, yeah, we couldn't prove it, but we're pretty sure he was just heading home after clocking. Like, oh, great. Awesome. So apparently just showing up and doing, actually trying to do your work every day, if there's no one watching over you, make it so like they don't care too much as long as you're getting stuff done. And I got stuff done and picked up extra stuff and got extra bits and bobs done and whatnot, and so it was a whole thing. I remember my last big project that I did there before I went over to my current job was, I forgot, we were like upgrading like everybody's computers. I forget what we were doing. If we were like getting everybody on Windows 10 or something, but like we were upgrading everybody's computers, and it required, no, we were getting rid of like all these like really old computers that had terrible batteries, and we were replacing all of those because we finally had the chance to. So I went around to like 3 different offices, found out everybody who had a really old computer and who needed a new one, put all that in the list, sent it off, got them their new computers, got them all set up, and then went around and got them logged in, and everything saved from their old computer, everything moved over to the new one. I did that for like 3 different office buildings, and that was like my final. I spent like 3 months, 2 or 3 months doing that. It was like an entire, it was like the entire like, I had to finish it before summer break started for them, because even though they were office staff, a lot of them didn't really have anything to do over the summer break, so they also got off for summer. So I had to do that all before before summer break started. And yeah, and that was also like, I had finished it like right before I went over to my new job, which is the one I'm working at right now. So I'm shocked I was able to get that. Be so real. I think there was a couple people who I just didn't get to, I was like, I had to leave notes, be like, all right, this person, like these 3 people still need their computers, so they'll be coming down to get them at some point. They're right here. That job was real happy with me. They loved me. And then I got a little bit over here that I need to get rid of. There we go. Alright. Let's come back down here. Oh, no, back down here. Alright. Now, here's the fun part. How much of these sides? Like, should I... I think I need to go a little bit darker for this under eye, actually. Because... Okay, yeah, that looks way better, honestly. That makes it look a lot more like it's an actual pencil. Okay, so we gotta do the sides, and then I need a little bit of a darker color underneath the eyes, so it doesn't perfectly blend in here. Okay, so I need to take this color actually, make it a little darker. And then I need to put that underneath the eyes instead. There we go. Perfect. So glad I put those eyelids on a different layer. It's making my life so much easier right now. Let's just kind of make them look like they have eye bags, but at the same time, he really just got eyes like that. Go just build like that. Time is at 41. Okay, I'm gonna be really cognizant of the time here. So I gotta get going like right at 5. Okay. And then what I want to do for this, I think I want to do like, actually, I think I want to do like a little bit right over here, but I want to, actually, hold on. I want to make another clipping layer. Okay. And actually, I want to put it underneath. So, yes, perfect. This is what I want. Okay. Because I want to blend this, but I don't want to get this color in here. Okay. Not blend it, but I want to blur and shade this, but I don't want to get, so you can kind of see and like gradually getting darker on this layer, but I don't want to get this. Oh God, I picked up another color. I just realized it. But I don't want to get this darker under eye stuff in there. I don't want to get too crazy with it. All right, and then we want to do a little bit of blur. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Liking that. So you can kind of see it transitioning there on this one, but it still has plenty of light around in there, but you can kind of see it getting darker. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. And we do the same thing over here. A little too crazy with it right there. Okay, like that a lot. Like that a lot. Let's do the same thing on this side. What layer is that on? Hello? What? That must be on the... No, it's not on the eyelids layer. What? Oh, it must be on this layer. Yeah, it is on this layer. Okay, so just need to erase whatever that is. Okay, there we go. come back down here and do a little bit of blending. There we go. Okay. And then let's see, I usually go on the same stuff as your pencil drawing. Yeah, I figured. Fill in these little lighter bits right in here. And Bob's your uncle. There we go. Alright, I was actually kind of worried about shading the sky, but I think it's coming together quite well. What time is it? 47. Okay. Like I said, I really gotta go watch the time. This is the time watching kind of day. How did I do that? Sometimes if I hit undo and like click on the pencil at the same time, I accidentally do like the command to grab layer. It freaks me out every time. There we go. Hey, look at him. He's actually really starting to come together. Okay. Let's hit the eyelids. Let's add a little clip in there. And then we probably want to... What color do we want? Probably want the same color right here. I'm gonna... Oh, I'm wrong brush. Like, what's happening? I'm not drawing. I still had the blend brush, that's why. There we go. Alright, and then... Ooh, I've got to separate his mouth. Hold on, I need to go back down here to yellow. Actually, what do I want? Actually, I think I want this layer. Let's see. This is gonna be fun. 49. I need to go with a little bit of a darker color here. To be honest, that's a little bit too light. I'm gonna go with this darker one. I also think I need to make this color right here just a touch darker as well. Just a touch though, so it's different than this color right here. Also, it looks like it's round instead of diagonal and cut off. Yes, darker color definitely helped here. That's for sure. That big smile. He doesn't have a nose, so we normally have a little bit of like... Actually, it's going to be on the underside of the lips because he's really pulling his mouth up, so it's going to be white, the shadow there. fun. I'm probably gonna spend forever on these. It's so real. Because this is just not a natural smile to make, so it's gonna be a... I think I'm just gonna play around with it until I like it. And it's gotta be... If it's like not perfectly parallel, or like a little bit off, it makes it look like it's just a line underneath rather than like a proper shadow. I'm gonna spend a billion years on this shadow. I know it already. I did not think I would, but the second I started drawing it, I was like, here we go. I think I was making it too thick down near the bottom. Maybe it's too much. Keep zooming out. Yeah, it does need to be a little bit darker along these lines. It really does. Just a touch darker, because as soon as it's because when it's not when it's the same color, it makes it look round instead of like a hexagon like it's supposed to be. Or I guess maybe it's an octagon? I don't remember. I think it's an octagon. Yeah. So this color right here needs to be just a little bit darker. We can fix that up real quick. We're gonna go down. Oh, that's too dark. I was not paying attention. That's more going off of the number values rather than what actually looked. Okay, it doesn't need to be quite as dark. Actually, did I make that? Almost the exact as that? Actually, I was worried that would look weird, but it looks kind of alright, actually. Actually, that really helped. I think I might need to make this color right here even darker just over here. Yeah. Okay. Then, what time is it? Ooh. Okay. Then just even darker. Because there's going to be two things that are going to be blocking light from this. So. Make my pen a little bit bigger here. There we go. Oh yeah, that helped a lot. Now he looks like he's not a pentagram, an octagon. I keep wanting to say pentagram. That's fine. There we go. That's a great start. I did not expect to get this far today. I'm gonna be so real. But that is a great start. He's definitely... My next problem is now is he a little bit too rendered compared to everybody else? Starting to worry about that. But that's alright. That's a question for later, because I need to get going, because I'm meeting at my parents' house for the Super Bowl. Alright. Well, thank you guys. It was real fun. Thank you for hanging out for me for just this little bit amount of time. I will be back tomorrow for day 9 of Stream Every Day in February. I'm gonna be probably back in Inscription, or I don't know. I'm really feeling like Power Wash Simulator. I bought that too. So I might switch off back and forth between games, or I might just go with one until it's done, or I might be doing more drawing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get real froggy and just put up Factorio. That's a fun game to watch, right? Right? You guys want to see my... Actually, I don't have a ton of spaghetti. I fixed that mostly. There's some places that are very spaghetti full. But like my main factory that's making all of my hats is relatively spaghetti free, actually. So yeah. I just need to be making. Of course, if you guys want to see ADHD in action, watch me play. Anyways, I need to get going. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun, but it's not quite been a fun reel. I'm going to traumatize you with all the reasons I called the police. There's for good reasons, I swear. But I'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a good one and enjoy the most superb of all owls tonight. Peace.